Hello?
Truth.
What's going on?
Ain't nothing, Malice. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. How's everything on your end?
Everything is cool. I ain't complaining. Wanted to knock out that interview with you, bro.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, man. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us. You just released your first...
Okay. That's what I believe. That's what's up. I'm sorry. I'm not at the barbershop. I'm good.
Alright. You just released your first book entitled Wretched, Pitiful, Poor, Blind, and Naked, yet you avoided the typical rapper turned author cliches. You didn't hire a ghostwriter or use your rap career as the main selling point of the book, and you also published it independently. What made you approach this book so differently from other authors?
Wow, I appreciate you recognizing that. First off, I really appreciate that. Basically, I have a story to tell, which is in the book, Wretched, Pitiful, Poor, Blind, and Naked. And I guess with my rap career, one of the things that my brother and myself have learned is to go ahead, do it, and get it done. Like, we've waited for labels to get things popping, and then they drag their feet and this, that, and the third. I reached out to a couple of major publishers, and they loved the book, actually. They just wanted to put their insight, this, that, and the third, and I was like, that wasn't genuine, and it wasn't coming from me, the things they wanted done. And I just went ahead and did it, and I think my fans will appreciate, getting to really know what I have to say without it being polished or, fabricated and glossed all up. So I just went ahead, I started my own publishing company, got the license for that, and I said, just let me go ahead and fund it myself, and I did it.
All right. And Wretched, you mentioned that feeling like as a group, the Clipse is constantly trying to reclaim its past glory, but then you also say that you're not really motivated to work hard. Do you think this is a possible feat since glory and hard work usually go hand in hand?
Well, I think it depends on how you're working and what the content of your work consists of. I think that if there's no substance to what you're doing, then it's like chasing the wind, and you'll work hard all day, and there will be no glory in anything you're doing. And however, if there's something that has meaning to it, it's something that is going to help humanity, teach somebody something, uplift somebody's spirits, something that's inspirational or whatever. I don't think you have to work as hard to do that.
Okay.
But I think otherwise, it can become chasing the wind. You can make $1 million, you can spend $1 million, and you ain't got nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Also, throughout your book, you talk about losing your way and going closer to God throughout your career. How has your relationship with God affected you musically? Do you feel more inclined to rap about certain things and less about others?
As far as my relationship with God, I do have a very personal relationship with God, and I don't have to attribute that, to my music. I don't want to be preachy to anyone as far as what I believe. I take a stand firm in my faith and will let anyone know about my faith, as I have always done from the beginning. With in all of our Clipse albums, like I always made reference to my faith, always. And I think any Clipse fan will tell you that, and really, know me for that. I do happen to love to make music of hip-hop. I love to rap. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see me on gospel tracks or become a Christian rapper, and nothing is wrong with that. I'm just saying that I don't think I would do those avenues a good service. That's not what I'm known for, and I'm not too, like I said, trying to be preachy or anything. My relationship with God is first and foremost in my life, and I don't have to coincide it with music at all.
Okay. You also revealed plans to release a Wretched, Pitiful movie. How is that going to differ from the book, and do you have a projected release date?
No, I don't. I don't want to give a release date. That is something that we've been working on and currently working on. It's going to really go hand in hand with the book. I think when you add visuals to it, people can really see, like, get more of a feel. I tried to paint the best picture I could as far as, writing the book so you could really understand where I'm coming from. But visuals always just add a little bit more because you get to see, you don't have to think as much, and it's right there before you.
Okay. I think you're also planning on releasing another book entitled 32. Could you give us a brief synopsis on that?
Yeah, 32 is basically the life of my good friend and manager, Anthony Gonzalez, who is currently serving a 32-year sentence right now. We talk daily, and he feels compelled to tell his story and open up a lot of eyes, as far as the youth, and we don't think anyone has done it better than we've done it as far as hustling.
Okay.
And you always hear you're going to either end up dead or in jail. And I always heard that and believed it, but I just never believed that anything would happen to my friends or, people that I knew. I don't know why. That was just foolish. But when it went down and you see that I was in a whole different world. It was all surreal to me. So, I think it just was a wake-up call to everyone around us, friends, family, our community, and if we could stop someone from going that same route, because it was all, fun games and giggles until it went down. And then, if you had to ask Anthony right now, was it all worth it? I know that he would give you a resounding no.
Okay. All right. Given that you survived your own days in the game and have successfully launched a clothing line, record label, film, and book company, what tips would you give to aspiring hustlers looking to venture into similar avenues?
Oh, man. It's about having direction. It's about having purpose. It's about not, just running on that treadmill, like you're just running but getting nowhere. I personally believe, and these are my personal beliefs, I believe that, number one, I think you have to have God first in anything in order just to have a guideline for your rules and regulations and your own personal do's and don'ts. And then I think, when you make money and you're being prosperous, I think you should help somebody. I think you should help somebody who I don't just mean give it away, but I mean like help someone who's trying, if you can, if you're blessed enough to get, I think you should help somebody. And I think those kind of things don't go unnoticed, and I think it just brings a whole bunch of good to you. And I think you'll flourish more when you give more.
Okay. So what does the future hold for Clipse as a group, since you and Pusha T seem to be establishing yourselves in different aspects of entertainment?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. I think that's always been the great thing about the Clipse. I think that's what the fans know it's for. Pusha is the more like showy, kind of brash, kind of swaggerific kind of style. And I think in my verses, I tend to like, my perspective is deep. And I guess with me having a family and having kids, I always think deep and I always think about things that I think, matter. I like to say, Pusha gives you what you want. I give you what you need.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for taking the time to chop it up with us, Malice. Do you have any last words?
Yeah. I just want to say thanks for all the support, on the book. I think your site as well for taking, an interest in this interview. I'm not trying to make anyone think like I think or anything. I'm just telling my story, man.
All right. All right, man. Thanks for everything, man. I appreciate you.
I really appreciate it. Is there a way that we can let them know how to get the book?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to let them know it's on Thorn number 10 publishing.bigcartel.com.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably include that in, like, the interview summary and stuff.
Yeah, however you do it, just so I want people to get the book. Where you at, Drew?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
I actually just finished reading the book yesterday, so.
Oh, okay. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was good. I tweeted about it.
Okay, all right, cool. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy.